Thank you all again for tuning in and listening to this latest episode on resilience. 500 seconds of resilience that I'm calling 820. I hope that in some part or parcel of these seconds and moments that we share together helps you with a clearer direction, or at least doesn't distract you from what you know of your mission, your purpose, and your voice, and you're willing to share it with those who haven't heard it yet. That's the reason I do this for myself. It's not for me to garner followers and money and notoriety. As I said in one of the earlier podcasts, I know right now I'm recording this, and I really sincerely thank those of you who are tuning in today to hear me today. But I have no idea if you hear it just after I record it, or months, or even years later. I don't know. I can never know. But I do know one thing. Part of this is me expressing what I've been loath and hesitant to do, which is state, not write, state my message, my purpose, even for writing the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. As I mentioned before, if you want more detail, you can go to the website to see more, find out more about that, and read up on it. Most of these podcast episodes are somewhat distilled from the content, concept, and construct of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. I'm not trying to sell the book to you, but I do want to share with you what I put in black and white and some color in that book, but in bite-sized pieces in 500 seconds. You can at least consider looking into it, reading it, and ideally love to have discussions about that book with people live and in person, or even over the phone. But if that never happens, at least hopefully one syllable or a word or a couple words got to you that made sense to you for import into your life and in your journey. So today's topic is called, or I'm going to include in that underlying sub-series of 820, the Meaning of Love series. But this one today is called The Meaning of Love Between Part 2. So I mentioned about the book, the physical, audio, and ebook, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. I'm talking about what is between us. Even if we never met, or I'm in America and you're in France, what is between us is still viable, palpable. It's all about those things I defined in the book, like presence, like love, breath. So what is between us are definitions, almost like our agreements, individually, respectfully, and respectively. My definition for presence, for example, may be different from yours. My definition for, let's say, beauty may be different from yours. But if we could exchange those definitions, almost like not get on the same page, but at least in the same library about what we're talking about, to refine our connection. It might be fleeting, might be in passing, might be for a long time. But that connection is still there if we want and choose to observe it, communicate it, and maintain it. So even those words I mentioned at the top about what's between us, that needs definition and discussion and dialogue, like presence, love, breath, beauty, leading. Recently, those words made sense to me, for me to define them in the book and in these podcasts, but also was come front and center that focused me on where I need to be as far as how I get to what is between us, I got to get there. And the only way for me to get there is through patience. Patience is what is my teacher right now. I know that's a very soft word, but as I mentioned in other podcasts, my detractor for decades has been my impatience. So for me, patience is now serving as my daily, moment-to-moment teacher. And teaching me about the spirit, the sound, the very presence of love that's out there, but it's only out there because I have missed it in me. Now that patience is teaching me how to get to the love that's never been stopped. It's never stopped being constant. That call for love, that sound of love from my heart, it's never stopped. But I have missed it. I've ignored it. Now I'm taking more responsibility and accountability for noticing that, recognizing that, and observing that and acting on that. And it doesn't mean just for taking an action to try and catch up to what I've been missing. No, just recognizing here going forward, now going forward. What is between us? What's my responsibility to atone to, maintain, sustain my responsibility and accountability for what is between us? That I didn't create, you didn't create, but it's there for each of us to tap into and to connect. And that thing between us, that thing called love, it can tap on the presence, the beauty, the leadership, the following, the message, the purpose. They can tap that on to the love that is between us. That's constant. But for me to get into that flow is through that thing called patience. And that love that's between us all the time, it's between you and I before, during, and after we ever meet, even for a brief moment in life. That love between us also is the purpose we share right now, perhaps unknowingly, but until now. The meaning of love. For me to get there with my patience, or to get some patience, gets me to activate my responsibility and accountability between and among us. So when I mentioned to you about these episodes that you may have heard before and this one today, they pretty much are distilled and come from and out of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. Perhaps now I should refer to that book as Resilience, the Beauty of Love, that I didn't sense that until now. Thank you once again. As always, stay present, stay current. It's always 8:20.